Hello and welcome to Tech Pop Boom with your hosts, Scott and Brandon. I'm Scott.
And I'm Brandon.
Today, we're going to start the show off with Brandon's Breakdown, where he'll go over a few stories dealing with technology, and he'll give his 2 cents about them. Then, we'll move on to Scott's Suggestions, where I'll recommend a few things that I like and hope to pass along your way. However, before we begin, we'd like to remind you to check us out at our website, techpopboom.com, as well as our Facebook and Google Plus pages. For Facebook and Google Plus fans, please do a search on Tech Pop Boom. We'll post links to everything we talk about on the show. We're currently working on adding our podcast to iTunes. However, until that happens, you can find our RSS feed at any of the sites I just mentioned. Just type the link into your podcast app, and our show will automatically download whenever a new episode is available. So, Brandon, if you're ready to talk tech, I'm ready to listen. Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. Okay. So my first thing is that about the Apple event. I know Scott was saying, well, maybe you should cover the Apple event. And I told him, I don't care about the Apple event.
I didn't either. Come with the Apple Watch thing?
Yes, the Apple Watch thing.
I could care less about that. It was so stupid.
Well, do you know that they also announced something else?
Oh, yeah, HBO. Yep.
HBO, yes, HBO Now. So you remember that whole thing you were saying in the last podcast? For those of you who did not listen to last podcast, you probably should go back and listen to episode 4. But for those who heard Scott the last time saying, hey, you know what? Apple should be on this about this streaming thing. You know, about how they should be like, what's that one that's doing all the streaming? That app, Flex? What is it called, Scott?
No, Sling TV.
Sling TV, thank you. Doing on Sling. Well, Apple is now going to be doing that.
Yeah, and are you talking about the HBO only, or are you talking about the Apple TV revamp?
Remap, yeah, that too. I was just going to get into that. Yes, they're going to redo.
I had that on mine too, but go ahead, we'll talk about that now.
The HBO Now is a streaming service, but here's the funny part. It is going to be $15 a month, and
which is the same cost as if you had HBO on your cable. It's $15
it's $15 a month. So it's the same thing as HBO Go. It would be.
Yeah, well, I mean HBO Go. If you have HBO Go, I can't talk. If you have HBO Go, it's because you pay for HBO Go with your cable account.
Okay.
So yeah, it's. I mean, I'm assuming HBO Now will be the same as HBO Go. I'm assuming. I don't know that, but I mean, I understand you're paying $15 a month. It does seem like a lot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you would have to be a really big Game of Thrones fan, or you would probably. I mean, I can imagine paying for a couple months just to get through Game of Thrones. But you know, $15 a month is a lot to pay, considering Netflix. I think is $10 a month, and there's just so much more options.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it's good for a specific show. But other than that, I think $15 is just too much money.
But let me ask you a question. Okay, so what do you think about the Apple TV Now? I mean, do you think it's too old? Because I have heard that they haven't upgraded that in a while.
They haven't updated it in quite a while. What I had heard is this. Well, supposedly they're going to be announcing the new Apple TV in June. And what they're talking about, there's talk about them releasing a new service, just the same thing as that Sling TV offers a handful of channels. I don't remember off the top of my head, you know, certain channels, and I think it's $20 a month. Now they also offer different types of packages, like a family package or a movie package if you want to spend a couple extra bucks. But Apple TV, what I had heard, is it's going to be 25 to 30 channels, and I don't know what channels they will be. But it's supposed to be 25 to 30 channels. I had heard $35 to possibly $40 a month. I heard that Siri is supposed to be built in.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I had heard that there's going to be an app store. Now I don't know if that's to download games. I would love if they had an app store to download different channels. Maybe if you want to download whatever. I mean NBC, ABC. Actually, NBC's not a part of it. They did say that because NBC is owned by Chromecast, and Apple TV and Comcast were working together, but I guess Comcast was dragging their feet.
Yeah.
And anyway, so this whole thing, NBC apparently will not be involved. So it sounds, I mean, the Apple TV will be updated apparently, which is great, and it needs to be updated because it's good for what it does. I don't have an Apple TV, but from what I've seen, it sounds like it's good for what it does. But I have a Roku, and there's just so many more options. There's so many more channels.
Yeah.
Apple TV has some good stuff, but if I'm going to spend the money, I'd rather get the Roku because there's just so many better options. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they're going to offer.
Yeah.
With this new box.
Now, would you get one? I mean, right? Because it's $69 right now.
I was considering getting one for $65, but now that they've announced that they're going to be coming out with a new one in June, I'm going to wait because I would very much like to get this new Apple TV. So I've been waiting for them to announce the Apple TV, the new one. I'm very interested in it. I would like to get it. I'm not going to say I will, but I would possibly. Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in it for sure.
Okay. Because I have Chromecast, which is my streaming way of streaming, and I love it. I mean, and what's the great thing about Chromecast is that they do special offers. It's not just for Google people; it's for Apple people too. Because Chrome works with iStuff. I call it iStuff, but your iPad, your iPhone, your whatever. But what they're offering is that right now you can get $80 worth of rewards, which I have done. Do you know that they gave away? Okay, so here's what I've gotten so far. My rewards. So
how do you get these rewards?
Oh, okay. So you go into they have the app, the Chromecast app, and then you go right up on the top, where the little three dots they call it, and a menu comes down and it'll say special offers. You click, but you have to have your Chromecast on. You can't do it like in the car or whatever. You have to be right in front of your TV, and then it will say, hey, here goes your special. You have 6 special offers for you, or 5 special offers, and then it'll go to this website and you can pick. Well, I managed to get $6. Okay, that was the first special offer, and that's still available. It's called the Valentine Special. It's still on there.
What's that $6 good towards?
$6 for anything you want in the Play Store.
Oh,
anything.
Nice. Okay.
A movie.
Nice.
You can't. I don't think they do it half movies. You can't subsidize the price but a rental. There's free rentals out there too.
Nice.
Yeah, you can get a free rental now. From anything on the store. So not only that, and then you can get there's some other stuff in there. I can't. But here's the thing: what I like Google, for instance, and why I what has Apple given you for free?
Stress.
That's what I'm saying. Seriously,
what has Apple given me?
Yes. What has Apple given you for free?
Apple doesn't give away. Apple doesn't give away shit for free.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they have free apps, but I mean, everyone has free apps. So I mean,
because after we're done with this podcast, I'm thinking about using my free app and go rent a movie. I mean, the free movie that they gave out, plus the $6. So I have got 2 free rentals right now off my Chromecast.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and they're giving it away to any Chromecast person. So imagine if you paid $35 for it. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
Oh no, that's $35. That's. I mean, listen, that's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're looking for an inexpensive way to stream the internet on your TV, you're not going to get any cheaper than the Chromecast. That's a hell of a deal. But I was going to say, I read briefly an article somewhere that said the Chromecast, that you're able to use your actual remote control.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard about that?
I heard about that. You know what? But I was reading on it, but there was no details on it. So I know.
I thought the exact same thing. They said something about you can control it now with your regular remote control. But I thought the same thing. It didn't explain it. Because the way it works is you have to use your phone. And if you didn't have a smartphone, how the hell would you use it?
Right. Because what I do is when I have my smartphone and it's running out of battery, I have my tablet. And then I use my 7-inch tablet as my remote, and which is pretty cool. But I don't mind with that. I love like going into my HBO Go, going through it on the screen, picking what I want and let it stream, or my YouTubes. My YouTube I love. I usually have a friend that comes over. and he, you know, when we're sitting here, we're like, hey, let's watch YouTube videos. So like we're sitting here drinking, and he can put now, which is amazing, is he's sitting on the couch and I'm sitting on the other couch, and he could sit there and on my Chromecast. Now, literally, I mean, this is Back to the Future shit. You can actually, I'm putting stuff on my TV as he's putting stuff on. So we have a queue going, okay, of what we want to watch on YouTube. So on the
That's
side,
awesome.
so on our phones, he can go and move what he wants to play, or wait, I gotta go to the bathroom, so he can pause it, go run to the off on his phone, not on mine, not on any device, on his phone. And,
that's cool.
And I do it, and I did it over my mom's house one time too. Was my mom? I was like, look at this video. So she's looking at it, and she has her YouTube on her Chromebook. Okay, so she's got her Chromebook. So the queue is right on the side on her Chromebook. So she's able to go through and say, well, yeah, but check this out, and go and switch it right on me. And I'm like, oh, come on. So, and I'm able to see it and say, you know what? I like that video. Let me save that. So I could click on it and save it in my queue and watch it for later. Here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
It's I don't know if anybody else can do that. And that's what I'm saying about this Apple TV. Maybe they saw what Chromecast did for $35 and went, you know, we need to update this thing. Like,
well, they've needed to update it for years. I mean, I don't remember when the last time when they released this last one, but yeah, they're due. I mean, it's time. They need to do something.
I wonder now, is it going to work with the Apple Watch? I mean, do you think it's gonna? You think that they're gonna?
Well, I mean, the Apple Watch is basically an iPhone for your wrist.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it would communicate with the Apple TV the same way that your iPhone communicates with the Apple TV. I would imagine you'd probably be able to use it as a remote control. Yeah. I would imagine it would probably have some sort of Siri speaking feature. You might be able to, talk to it, say, hey, put on Netflix, put on whatever, put on a movie. I would imagine it would probably work on that way. But I tell you what, have you heard anything about this iWatch as far as sales? Has it broken any records? Are people going nuts? I mean, anything?
Not anything, no. But I know how much the most expensive one cost.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm getting at is this: is when they released the new iPhones, or the last iPhone that they released, they were so quick to say, "Oh yeah, it broke all these records the first weekend. It sold this many units, and the iPhone is the best thing." And the iWatch has been out for, I don't know, a few weeks now, and I haven't heard anything other than it costing $17,000 for that,
yes.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, how could anyone pay $17,000 for a watch? I can't even see $349 for a watch.
No, absolutely not.
I just, that's what stops me.
Why would you spend, I mean, if you didn't have, well, I guess, I was going to say, if you didn't have an iPhone, why would you spend that much for a watch?
Why would you, yeah,
that's stupid. $350. I mean, you could buy an iPad for that. You could buy so much. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they got their heads up their butts. And plus, this is the first generation. I think they have a lot of bugs to work out.
Yeah.
I think the iWatch probably won't get interesting until probably another year. You know what I mean? They're gonna. It'll come out, and people, just like when the iPad came out, the first generation, it didn't have a camera. There's a lot of things it didn't have. So I think there's a lot they have to do with it. To me, it just sounds, to me, it just sounds like a joke.
You know what? It's to me. Okay, I am a watch fan. I like watches. I always wear watches. I don't know. It's a weird thing with me, but I wouldn't mind getting an iWatch. Well, I wouldn't get it because it's Apple, but like a Samsung watch or a Google Watch, maybe. I wouldn't mind getting, but it's just when you get to that $300 price tag, I just kind of go, but that's a lot. That is a lot. I mean, somebody can easily come knock you down and take your watch. Nowadays, they have to really get into your pocket. It's kind of funny because the smartphone has become the pocket watch of our time. So no one wears watch anymore. Everyone, when you ask someone the time, what is the first thing you grab?
Phone.
Yeah, they pull out their phone and look.
Yeah.
And
the phone, to my knowledge, doesn't do anything different than the phone does. So you have a a phone on your wrist. It just doesn't. They need to figure out some way of making it different, more unique.
Yeah.
I mean, it does the exact same. It literally does the exact same thing my phone does. Now, I don't have it, so maybe it does more that I'm not aware of. But to my knowledge,
No.
it does the exact same thing that my phone does.
I think you're right, because I've read, and
Well, it's a smaller screen.
it's a smaller screen, and then you have to charge it every night.
And that's another thing. Why the hell would you want to spend $400 or $500 on a watch? You're going to take off at the end of the night and charge it every single day, and you're lucky. You're lucky if you get even 18 hours of use out of it. Come on.
I maybe this is like you said, like in like 2 podcasts ago, where maybe you want one. You never thought about an iPad, and then you all of a sudden was like, yeah, now you have one. Maybe it's going to be like that. Maybe you'll have an Apple Watch in maybe 3 years.
You know what, Brandon? They're going to have to. They're going to have to figure out something, because right now it's an iPhone. It's an iPhone for your wrist. I gotta believe that now that it's out, it's on the market, that another year, just like they do, with the iPhones every year, they come up with some new gimmick. Oh, you got to have it because it's a bigger screen. Oh, you got to have it because now it's got NFC. Oh, now you got to have it because whatever, it's got a nice whatever. I gotta believe in a year, this time next year, they'll come up with some new kind of gimmick. Oh, well, the iPhone doesn't do this, so you gotta have it.
Yeah, but
that's the $400.
But isn't that Apple? That's what they do. They add like little increments of stuff to their newest product, and then say it's brand new, and then everybody wants to get rid of the old one, which
absolutely.
Isn't that the Apple way?
The new iPhones, the new iPhones, when they come out, they'll come out with some, NFC. They're going to add to the NFC thing.
Yeah.
To where and you know more about it than I do, but what's the thing with the chips?
Oh,
they're
they're NFC tags.
The tags.
Yeah.
They'll do the thing with the tags, where
you can share
Android's
information
been doing that for years.
Or you can share information with a phone. See, that would be a cool thing where you can bump phones. They're going to probably add that,
Yeah, right, yeah. So I think they purposely. Not they purposely, but
no, they purposely.
They add things every year. There's some kind of new gimmick, like, hey, you have to have the new iPhone because of this.
Yeah,
I don't know at this point what they could possibly do to make it, better, maybe make it faster. But
they're gonna add, because they know that. They purposely. You said that right. You hit it on the money right there. That's why they're doing like small increments of stuff like that, because I think that they know that the end is near of what else can you do with a smartphone, And what it can be faster, but okay, they could add a couple more cores, but it still does the same thing. The only thing I think Apple will do is they will probably go a route of, well, we're not going to give you the newest iOS, even though it could run on it, but you'll have to get a new phone in order to get the new iOS.
Whenever they come up with a new iOS, it typically works with the previous generation, but it may not work with older, a lot older, maybe a few generations back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's Apple for you. Because here's the funny part: is that Google started to review apps like Apple in the Play Store now. They're going the Apple way. Used to be, I think about maybe 3 podcasts ago, we were talking about how Android was getting malware, apps through their Play Store, and what people would download them, and then they would have malware in their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've decided now to do the Apple way of now reviewing apps that go into the store now.
Oh, really?
Yes. Just exactly the same way Apple does. You remember the whole thing? I went into a whole spiel. I don't know if it's episode 2 or episode 3. I can't remember. It's one of those episodes. You guys could go back and click on them and find it. The thing of it is I said that it kind of bars people from like me getting in, because then you got to make it perfect and stuff. But I think in there, they're only looking for maybe like apps with age appropriate gender rating. They want to add ratings to it, like a video game industry. That's more like what they want to do too. I think they're going towards seeing if there's any bad stuff in it. I don't think that they're like the Apple way, where they you have to do this in order to get this in our app, or this color has to be this. I don't know if they do that, but I've heard them being very strict on any apps that are in that store. But they have decided to go that way. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, when you download stuff on your iPad and your iStuff, do you think the apps are? I mean, do you get like errors and stuff like that? Or do they crash?
When I download an app,
yeah.
or once it's downloaded.
Yeah, when you just download and you start using it, and maybe once in a while, maybe that app will crash on you, and then
it definitely happens. I mean, I guess it depends on the app. I mean, I was on Facebook earlier. I mean, I was reading in the middle of reading an article and it crashed. It didn't. My finger wasn't even on the phone, and the app crashed. There's another game I have that it's been on my iPod Touch for a long time, and I hadn't played it in forever. And I went to go play it, and it boots up, and it just continuously crashes. And I hate to get rid of it because I used to love playing it.
Right.
And of course, now that I can't play it, I really want to play it, and it just doesn't work at all. But I can't take myself to delete it because I keep hoping that maybe it'll work.
It'll update.
Well, that's the thing. It's not even in the App Store anymore. So I'm pretty sure they've given up on it. Whoever made this particular game. But yeah, I mean, they definitely have apps that they do crash, and it is a pain in the butt. But such is life. It is what it is.
Why I ask this question is, okay, I'm not an because if they're reviewing apps and they review code and they review stuff like that, you would think that they would have that app work, and if it didn't work, and if right, that they wouldn't accept it or they would get rid of it out of the store.
Well, like I say, this particular one of the game, it is out of the store.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It is out of the store.
Oh, that's right.
And it does continuously crash. But typically, if it's still in the App Store, you're right. They typically a lot of times they'll look into it. As a matter of fact, I like looking in the App Store. It'll tell you. Well, mine they update by themselves. You can do it. You can update it yourself, or you can have it to where it does it on its own. Mine do it on its own. So I was looking through the list the other day, and I saw a couple apps had really had some updates. And I haven't gone back to look at it yet, but I'm kind of interested to go back and check out some of these apps because some of them they needed an update. And I was really happy to see that they were updated. So I'm looking forward to going back and checking it out just to see exactly how it works.
Because that's how it is in Android. I mean, I have mine set up to update, except for certain apps. The big apps I like to just do it later. So because it doesn't like bog down my phone and eat up my battery. So I just kind of go, okay, later for these, and then the other ones they're automatically like my Google Play, Google Play I think does automatically stuff like that, But I'm just curious on that because I mean when I had the iPhone, mine didn't crash often. I got to admit that, and I know I'm an Apple. I still don't like the iPhone, but it didn't do like Android. Android somehow. Like certain apps will go through and I'll use it and they'll crash. The most famous one that does this a lot is Sirius XFM. Now they just updated it. But what I find funny about that app is the fact that on my phone I got the new one, but on any other device that I have in here that you can't download it from the store, the new one. It's still the old one. So I'm wondering if it's just I'm wondering if they only have it for 5.0. But I'm hoping that this app doesn't crash because I'll be listening to it at work, okay? And I'll be listening to it, and then all of a sudden it will crash and it'll say, okay, well, or it'll say, are you waiting or do you want to report this app? Okay, I always hit report. I say, screw it. Yeah, I'm going to report this. But then I have to re-put in my password all over again. And then start all over, and then it crashes, and then I got to put my password in, and it's not a short password either. So because they won't let you do a short password, so then you're dead. And eventually, I stopped. This is why I went streaming. Everyone, this is why I bought the Google Play Music, was because I got sick of one thing: is the fact that it kept on crashing on me, and eventually I would just take out the headphones and put my phone and just say, forget it. I won't listen to music because I would get so frustrated. So I finally said, you know what? How could you say it? Rather than just pay the $9 for just one CD, I could pay $9 and have a whole bunch of CDs. So
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of like what my thing. But I got sick. That was what made me turn to music streaming. And I know I have a Sprint. Everyone, I know it's not going to work in my car very well. Yes, I've run in that 50 million times of where it just all of a sudden I'm listening to mine, I'm getting down, and I'm driving, I'm into the song, and cuts off. Dead silence. And I'm like,
Are you talking about streaming in your car?
yes, on
Oh,
Sprint. On Sprint. That's the
well,
one
yeah,
thing why I
yeah.
didn't get streaming music. That's
So did you? I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah, go
You
ahead.
said you have Google Music. Did you say you have a promotion, or you're actually
Yeah,
paying the
yeah.
nine
No, no,
dollars a
no.
month?
It's a promotion. It's okay. The promotion I got, you can actually get it off of Chromecast offers a offer. I think they're offering 2 months free, but I got this deal on the last one. I got the 3 plan because it was their 3rd year of the Google Play Store. So
Okay.
I got the $3 for 3 months, and then it goes to $9.99. So $3.99. I think it's $3. Yeah, $3, $3.99 for 3 months. Which I said, okay, fine.
Yeah. Oh, that's. No, I recently had Google Play my promotion. I think I had the same deal. Although I think mine may have been 2 months for free, but my promotion just ended recently, and I mean, how can you go wrong with free music? But I had Spotify at one point, and I also had Google Music Play, whatever that app is, the Google version.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, I have to say that I prefer Spotify a lot better than
You
the
do?
Google one.
You
I do,
What?
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's different about that?
It's not necessarily the music, although there was some music that I was looking for in Google that they didn't have and Spotify did. But my music is more eclectic. I shouldn't say eclectic. It's different from the stuff that other people may listen to. But at any rate, the layout to me is Spotify is just more brainless and easy. I mean, if you've never done it before, Spotify is just a lot more easy to understand. Google Music, it was just more even. And even after 2 months of having it, I still got confused. It's free, and I'll deal with it. I didn't care if it's free; I'll deal with it. But if now that it's over, and if I was going to move forward, if I was going to pay, hands down, Spotify.
Do you know Spotify? See, okay,
Absolutely.
my music is kind of a different eclectic music too, and I found everything I was looking for on Google Music, but Spotify's the same price, right? How much you pay for Spotify?
Well, I didn't pay for it, but I
Oh,
believe at the time I had a promotion,
okay.
and I believe Spotify was, if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was $9 or $10 a month.
Same as Google Play. I might have to look
Yeah.
into Spotify. I mean, because but I really like, now for me, I don't know, maybe because I'm on the Android phone, I kind of got it, but the bad part is, well, it's the fact that I'm on Sprint. But the bad, which I should get into. Well, I'll get into it now. The bad part is that when I'm streaming my music, I have certain songs that I bought off of Google Play on here, so it's already on my phone. So it's
Right?
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your music library shows up automatically.
Yeah, yeah. But the bad part is I can't. I see what you mean by the confusion, because I can't say, okay, I like these songs. Okay, the ones I'm streaming, the ones that I don't own, I like these songs. Put them in a certain place so I can go back to them anytime I want to. And I can't do that. That bugs me, and I hope Google listens to our podcast. I highly doubt it, but
So I don't understand the songs that you own. What do
they
you want to do
automatically
now?
come up. They automatically. Okay, I'm actually going to bring it up right now. Hold on for a second. Let me bring this up because I can bring it up right now. Okay. I'm going to go to my Google Play Music, and okay. So there is a menu off on the side. Okay. So it says Listen Now, Library, Playlist, Radio. Okay. And then Explore. Okay. That's whatever. Okay. And right where it says, okay, My Library. Okay. When I click on My Library, it gives me everything that is on my phone. Okay. Cool. That's great. But I don't see. So how can I put, okay, so I'm looking at all my movie scores, which I have a ton of stuff on my phone. But I would like to also see the stuff I liked on my phone. I like the Maroon 5 Animal song, okay? I like that song. I don't know why. I'm not a Maroon 5 fan, but I like that song, Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like words. Okay, but I like that song.
Right.
But okay, I want to move it so I can play it again without telling Google now, hey, animal. But there's nowhere to put it unless I go to recent activity, which is on the main screen. But it's giving me everything I have listened to. And then I got to scroll down and find, which I found it right now, Maroon 5.
Well, can't you just make a playlist and save the song in your playlist?
Well, yeah, but I don't think they let me do that. Hold on, let me look. Okay,
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can make your own playlist. I made several playlists.
Oh, yes. You know what? You might have fixed my problem here. I didn't see this. Add playlist.
Yeah.
So can I wonder if I can add. Okay, so I wonder if I can add stuff. Oh, see. Okay. Let me try that, Scott. Maybe I'm gonna like this app. Maybe I'm gonna like this app.
And you can make a playlist, and you can add whatever songs you want to. You can. Although once your promotion is done, those songs go away. You don't get to keep those songs.
Which is okay. Okay. So that's what I need. You might have fixed my problem, because that's the one thing I was complaining about. But the other thing I was the two things I'm complaining about, and then it's just I mean, I know Sprint is upgrading their network because I know somebody at work has got Sprint and they got a newer phone and they got the Spark network, which I didn't know was in Michigan because I don't know, they didn't say it on their website. And so I tested her phone, right? I said, can I borrow your phone? She says, oh, sure, yeah, you're not going to call anybody, right? Nah, that's okay. You got Sprint. It's probably unlimited anyway. So so I go and I download the Speed app, okay, on her phone. Okay, she's got the HTC One M8. She's got the newer phone of mine. So I've got the 7. She's got the 8. Okay. I was helping her out because her GPS didn't work in there, and they come to me when they're because I'm the Android fanboy. I know how to fix it. So so they come to me. I go and she has Sprint and I have Sprint because I noticed that she had the wheel on the top of the thing spinning, which means she has Spark, which is Sprint's faster network, which I didn't know it was in Detroit. So I said, okay, wow. So I downloaded my app. Now we both have 4G going. Okay, and we're both at work, we're 4G going. And I hit test now, okay? And then they start downloading. Do you know she was getting 17 megabits a second as to where I was only getting 4?
Maybe it's your phone.
Well, I was thinking maybe, I'm probably going to need a new phone. I mean, that's exactly. I'm just gonna have to go get a new phone. That's just now it's done.
Why would it be that her phone is so much faster than yours, and you guys have the exact same network?
She's on the Spark network. She's on the. Okay, Sprint has 2 different networks. See, Sprint has. Okay, so Sprint kind of messed up. They had 3 actually. They had WiMAX, what is LTE, and then they started this Spark network thing. Okay, that's super fast LTE. So on the M8 has the super fast, which I didn't know that until I saw her phone and said, "Oh my God, you have the Spark network." So that's when I went and said, "Okay, well, did the test, and man, it's going that fast. I might stick with Sprint."
Well, can you get the Spark network? Is it available?
Not off my phone. Well, we were getting it at work. It has to be in Michigan because.
That's true.
Because
why can't you just get it with your phone right now?
Oh, because mine doesn't have the frequency of the radio that it requires for the Spark. So the M9 or whatever phone I get, hopefully that has that Spark network, chip in there, because that was amazing. I was like, oh man, I would actually stick with them if it was this, if my phone was going this fast.
yeah.
I would say that'd be bad. So I might stick with I was so dissing Sprint, maybe, I don't know, 2 podcasts ago.
You need a new phone anyway, so get your phone.
Yeah,
see how it works.
Now I'm gonna get my phone.
Did you figure out what phone you were gonna get, or you still haven't figured it out yet?
I'm still trying to decide, but I'm in the debate thing. Well, I'm on this debate thing. Okay. Here's the thing. Do I want the Google experience, or do I want the TouchWiz experience from Samsung, or do I want the Sense experience from HTC? Okay, you probably don't
Well,
know.
you already have an HTC, so you've done that for a couple of years. So we want to do something different.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking of maybe getting the Nexus, but if I'm gonna get the Nexus, I might as well go out and get it now because the Nexus is out. I don't know. I'm just
You've been talking about that Nexus for a while. Maybe that's your best bet.
yes, I have, but you know my phone still works. I know the battery sucks on it, and I have to charge it every 5 minutes. I mean, right now I had 100% when I sat down, and now I'm at 63. And I just was charged it before we even did this podcast, so that kind of sucks. So and that's my battery. Let me see. Anything else I have? I don't think I have anything other than I was going to talk about the TouchWiz and the TouchWiz and Sense and what was the difference of it is. But I know because I know I said that in the last podcast that I would explain that. You know, I would talk about it, and I never talked about it, so I kind of was going to talk about it in this one, you know. But you know what? I'm going to do that on the next podcast.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So the very first thing on that next podcast is going to be a TouchWiz / Sense experience. You know, why I hate TouchWiz and why I don't like Sense so much. I mean, why I like Sense and why I'm thinking of the Nexus because it has the pure Google experience. You know, the way Google intended, just like the iPhone. The iPhone is intended by Apple, but you know, every company has their own like little version of Android, and it just I don't know. I'll talk about that next week. But other than that, that's it for me, Scott. What do you got?
Well, I don't really have much, to be honest with you. I just have one little tidbit I was going to throw in. The band, they are called Dan Baird and Homemade Sin. Now, any music geeks out there, Dan Baird is the lead singer or was the lead singer for the band called the Georgia Satellites. The Georgia Satellites had a song called Keep Your Hands to Yourself. Got a little change in my pocket, going jang-a-ling-a-lang. Gonna call you on the telephone, baby, and give you a ring. Each time I call, I get the same old thing. Always no hug, kissing until I get a wedding ring. That song.
Oh well, let me take next time warn me so I can take off my headphones.
Asshole.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Anyways, Dan Baird. That wasn't a Dan Baird song. That was a Georgia Satellite song.
Oh, okay.
But Dan Baird and Homemade Sin, a great band. Oh my God! One of my buddies on Facebook had recommended this band to me. And I didn't even realize that Dan Baird had continued to, after the Georgia Satellites. I didn't know what happened to him, but this is what happened to him. He started, several bands, but this is what he's doing now, Homemade Sin. They had released an album called Circus Life. Oh, exceptional. And that came out, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. But do yourself a favor and check out Dan Baird and Homemade Sin called the album Circus Life. But I just went to the website today, and I see they have a double album that they are promoting. It's called London Live 2014, and it's one album is all electric, and the other album is all acoustic. You can buy just the electric version, or you can buy just the acoustic version, or you can buy both. It's like I don't know. I think they said it's a 4 CD. I could be wrong. I don't have it. I've only read about it. But if you're a music geek, and I am, if you just like good music, if you like discovering new music, go check out Dan Baird and Homemade Sin. I will go to the website, our Facebook page rather, and I will try and find a Dan Baird and Homemade Sin video, and I will post it up there. So check that out, Dan Baird and Homemade Sin. I like this band a lot.
So you're not going to sing. You're not going to sing any songs from Circus Life? Come on, our fans are waiting. What? Come on, you already sung something. You got now you spoil it. Come on.
Well, I don't want to give them too much, Brandon.
Okay.
It's been an hour of glory, so I hate to it's been an hour. I hate to prolong the show with any more greatness.
Oh, okay. Well, next week you just have to come and sing maybe another album.
I'll do a 5-minute karaoke section on next week's episode.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, no, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Actually, you know what I could do? We talked about not that this means not this is stupid. Anyways, as far as karaoke, I could post one of my songs from my previous bands. There wouldn't be any copyright infringement there.
No, no.
But I don't really see the need to do that because I don't think anyone cares. But
that'd be a YouTube sensation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, why not? Well,
if we get a comment of any kind, which will be the first one on our Facebook page, yes. then I'll post a song on the next episode from my any song. I'll pick a song that I sing on and I'll post it on the next episode. If we get a comment.
If we get a comment, yes. Scott will sing. Scott, no. Scott will sing.
Well, I did sing. I did sing a little.
No. Something else.
I'll post a song from my former band on the next episode if we get a comment.
Yeah, if we get one comment, I don't care. Just say hi.
Yeah. See, can you give us just any kind of update on the iTunes feed?
Yeah. What I was waiting for my tax money, and what I was gonna do is I was gonna move it over to I have GoDaddy, right?
Yep.
And I was just gonna move it over because Apple somehow does not like HTTPS for some reason. And if you listen to our podcast right now on our feed, if you've noticed, it has HTTPS and whatever it has on the side. So it works. But for some reason, every time I try to do it on iTunes, it just won't work. And so I know that if it doesn't work, it doesn't go up. But I don't get why it works on every other app I use. Well, certain apps don't do it actually. There's one app that won't read our podcast, but so I was like, okay, I'll just move it over. But it'll be about if I get what I want.
Don't you have to submit it to iTunes for them to approve it?
Yeah.
Before they can.
But they have
has that been done yet?
No, because I have to actually move it over to a server. That's okay. The bad thing is that the fact that right now where it's hosted, I would love to just give our feed to Apple, but it won't work, so it won't get posted. Even though it'll work towards everywhere else. But here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about maybe having a website just host our podcast and forget about hosting it on the tech. Because what I really wanted to do was I really wanted to go and use the Tech Pop Boom website, turn it into let that be where the host is, and then I can also store the files and our web page on one place. Okay, that's what I really was going to go for, because right now when you go to our website and you click on what our previous episodes are, that's going somewhere else. That's going, I think, to Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Yeah. So it's going to Amazon's web service. Okay. So that's how that's how everyone's listening to our webcast, because it's free for so many megabits, and then and after that I gotta pay. So, which I haven't hit the threshold yet. So it's kind of like I'm debating on what I want to do, because once you submit it to Apple, that's it. I mean, I'd have to go back, and just getting them to approve it would be hard. Now, getting them to take it and change it would be even harder.
Right.
And I don't want to say, oh shoot, I messed up, and then so that's why I'm like, okay, I'll wait. But first thing was doing my income tax, getting the money to put it up there. I don't know, maybe I should do advertising or something. But what I also thought about, Scott, what do you think about this? What do you think about going on YouTube? But I mean, not entirely not a video, but I've noticed people are doing podcasts on that.
I thought I told you about that before. Yeah, absolutely. I think you should definitely do that.
I thought you couldn't do that because, okay, And the reason why I was like, oh, no, that's okay. But because until recently I found this out that when somebody was listening to it, if your phone went to sleep, so did your podcast. So you actually had to continually have your phone on. But I found out maybe very recently, I don't know when they changed this, that it could run in the background. So just like a podcast app. So I was kind of thinking of maybe going that way too, but I guess it's one thing at a time. So maybe I should just
one thing at a time. We'll get there. Yeah.
Maybe I should do, but the podcast app. I mean, because Google would be the easiest one, but I'd have to kind of stop working on that and redo all of our 4 podcasts and upload it to YouTube. Make a YouTube channel and everything. Because I'd probably put them all up there, or I'd start with this one and then work our way back. But so I'm in limbo right now about the iTunes. I mean, I'm gonna put it up there. You guys don't worry about it. It's just how I want to do it.
Because I've had several people ask me about iTunes, when we're going to be available on iTunes.
Yeah, I got that too, and I said, you know what, I have to stop and trying to go. I will get it on iTunes. I actually thought about letting a website host it, and it works on iTunes, and just give them that feed, and then I'll just have to post it on that website, and then it would have to, and then it automatically does the whole iTunes crap itself, rather than me do it. Right. But I have to pay for it, so I don't know. But they could do our feed, right? I mean, are they using our feed? The people that ask.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're aware of it, so I don't know. I couldn't answer. I'm not sure.
You know what I start doing to my friends who are asking? I just start grabbing their phones and putting our feed in their phones.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Well, I don't. I mean, I don't.
That's what I do.
I don't get out unless I'm at work, and I don't. Really. I'm a homebody, so I don't really see a lot of people. I'm a hermit. I'm a hermit. I never leave. If you want to come see me, come to my house.
Yeah. Same way with me. Just nobody does.
Yeah.
But no, it's just that I have to do a little bit of either spending a little money and how I want to do it. That's all it is I just don't want it to be a very bad experience for people who want to listen to our podcast. Yeah. And then I don't want to have to fight with Apple. That's all. But yes, I am. Yes, because I just got my money like 2 days ago. So everybody, 2 days ago. That's why I haven't had it yet. Do it like sometime this week. I was gonna go and call, I think GoDaddy, I think is where mine's at, and call them and try to see if I can upgrade my thing to hosting, or just go to that website and use my money. So that's the update.
Well, I guess that's long enough of a podcast. I think we bored everybody enough.
Yeah. No, this one was pretty fun. I got to admit, this one was fun about the Apple TV. I could listen to this again. I probably will have to listen to this again because I have to edit it.
All right, everybody. We're just yammering away here. So I guess that's it for this week, and we'll do it again. And hope everyone who's listening is having fun and enjoying this podcast. And I wish you all the best.
Yep, same here. Peace, everyone.
Peace.